Welcome to Comment with me, George Galloway, here on Press TV, broadcasting from central London each and every week at this time. This is the big conversation, and tonight I'm sure it'll be the great debate. But it can only be a debate if you join in. That's why I need your SMS, I need your email, and above all, I need your telephone calls to the numbers and the addresses coming up on the screen throughout the show. Well, I'm just off a plane from the United States. What a week it's been. A week's a long time in politics, said Harold Wilson. This has been one momentous week. When we have massive demonstrations here in London, even when there are millions of us, well, we don't manage to change anything. The people in Iran get much more publicity for their demonstrations, and certainly the events in Iran have been momentous. That Iran is a democracy is already established. It was their 10th presidential election. 40 million people almost cast their ballots in a display of democratic zeal which nowhere else in the world can match. The fact that there were brutally frank presidential debates on state TV throughout the run-up to the elections, the fact that the media was reporting freely on the election, the fact that so many people participated, and even the fact that there are demonstrations now protesting about the result in Iran, all are testament to the difference between Iran and the countries in its neighborhood. So those who hate Iran, those who hate the Islamic Revolution in Iran, those who wish that the Shah of Persia, the tyrant, had never been overthrown in the first place, are lining up to give Iran a good kicking. Well, not me. I have no way of knowing what happened when they counted the votes. There are grounds for being surprised at the margin of President Ahmadinejad's victory. There are grounds, on many cases, for being disappointed at the outcome. What there are no grounds for and no evidence for is that the result is substantially anything other than that which was announced. 11 million votes of a majority for the incumbent president. And the reason is, as I gave it here some weeks ago when I was asked live on air on Iranian TV what I thought the outcome would be. The people who run this TV station, no idea what I was going to say and would never try to stop me saying what I believe. I said I thought Ahmadinejad would win because he had the support of the poor, masses, and the people in the countryside and in the towns off the beaten track where they don't speak English and they don't make a beeline for the BBC or the CNN cameras. That's my take. What's yours? The fact is, we can debate this evening. And this is an Iranian-owned television station. So it's a free debate, and I want your telephone calls, your SMSs, and your emails on this subject or any other that have caught your attention in the past 7 days. Let's take our first telephone call of the evening. Yes, hello, caller. Go ahead. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, you could demonstrate for nothing. So that's my call for. So I don't understand why.
Well, I have to confess to you that I didn't understand that question, but Mr. Mousavi had the opportunity to take the legal route to make a complaint immediately to the Council of Guardians, the supreme organ in the Islamic Republic of Iran. He did not do so. He instead called his supporters out onto the streets. They are demonstrating there, for the most part, absolutely peacefully. There have been some very difficult situations to handle over the last few days in Iran. I'm sure that the authorities are doing their best to keep calm. Mr. Khamenei, the supreme ruler of Iran, has asked people to remain calm whilst the Council of Guardians considers the complaints. And if the Constitution had been followed in the first place, then some of the difficulties, bloody difficulties that there have been, they are being investigated, by the way, and we look forward to that investigation being a proper one and hearing all the facts and bringing to book anyone who has done anything illegal, anyone who has used force in an unauthorized way. We hope to see them brought to justice. But Mr. Mousavi, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, my views are the views of this program, nobody else's. Mr. Mousavi should have followed the proper democratic and legal route, and he did not do so, and that's to his discredit. Thank you very much for your call. Let's take a telephone call. Yes, hello caller, where are you calling from?
Yeah, Birmingham.
Go ahead, sir.
My name is Opa.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying, my question is, I heard you talk about the democratic elections. You keep talking, I say, I'm concerned about, you mentioned the elections in Iran being democratic. Apparently, first of all, before the candidates had to be approved by a certain body, and that gives me a problem because I'm South African. Since 1948 until 1994, the elections were held, there were many parties. It was supposed to be a democratic elections, but the candidates had to be white. And there could have been 20 or 30 candidates running. So this, to me, sounds similar to that, whereby, can you clarify that? What kind of democracy is this?
Well, it's the democracy that the Iranian people's constitution provides for. And there are many qualifications that one has to surmount here in the West, for example. In order to stand for President of the United States with any kind of meaningful chance of winning, you have to raise $1 billion in order to stand. That's a qualification. It's a very significant one. In Iran, nobody's debarred because they're a particular color. It's an Islamic country. It had an Islamic revolution, which introduced an Islamic constitution. But if your point is that the choice on offer was not a real one, then that's simply belied by the passions that have been aroused by the election. If the choice was not a real one, there would not have been the kind of brutal presidential debates that took place in, and I mean brutal, by the way, I mean metaphorically speaking, blood on the table on live television in the battles between the major candidates. And there would not have been 40 million people going out to cast their ballot. And there would not have been hundreds of thousands of people on the streets on either side demonstrating in support of or opposition to the outcome. So everything has to be looked at in its context. In the context of the Persian Gulf, there are no elections anywhere in any of the other countries. Never mind real elections, never mind elections where 40 million people vote and where there's every prospect, as there seemed to be, of the opposition actually winning them. Now, in the end, the opposition was defeated, and there's a lot of disappointment about that amongst Iranians, and especially amongst Western commentators, and you can work out why. Why they hate the Islamic Republic of Iran, why they hate President Ahmadinejad. It's not for any bad things he's done, any mistakes that he's made, and he's done bad things and made mistakes. It's because Iran will not bow the knee to Western power, because Iran will not bow the knee to the Zionist settler state of Israel, which is an apartheid state, I remind you. That's why they hate Ahmadinejad, not because of any failures in his economic policy or the fact that he dresses or conducts himself in a certain way. Ask yourself, you're a South African, you should know better. You should know why the Western media has gone into this hyped overdrive over the Iranian elections, why they so very much wanted to see the defeat of the incumbent president. Let's take another telephone call. Yes, hello, caller.
Hello, Mr. Galloway.
Yes, go ahead, please.